Okay, it is now official. Josh Addo-Carr is now a Parramatta Eel for the next 2 seasons. Big risk on Parramatta's part, considering his departure from the Bulldogs and his off-field indiscretions he's had since 2020. Um, Obviously, he's also had his discretions when he was an SG ball player as well. So he's had a bit of a checkered off-field, kind of history. But look what he did at the Storm. The Storm managed to keep him on the straight and narrow, got him focused. He was fully fit. He was lethal winger. Look how much success he had at the Melbourne Storm. The Canterbury Bulldogs, obviously, it just didn't work out. And the way he departed in the off-field incident with the drug driving and, towards the end of his Storm career, I think his off-field discipline started to lack again and he got into some bad habits again. And ultimately, I think that's why the Storm let him go. The Storm do not let players go they want to keep. So they move him on. Didn't work out at the Bulldogs. His departure from the Bulldogs was messy. But I think the Bulldogs culture is completely different to the Bulldogs culture that had gone previously. I think Cameron Ciraldo, much like Craig Bellamy, much like Ivan Cleary, for example, and Michael Maguire, they expect discipline on and off the field. They expect respect on and off the field, and they expect positive culture. So Josh Addo-Carr, it's a chance at redemption for him because he did screw up, and I would not be surprised that there's clauses in his contract that if there's any off-field indiscretions, that's contract terminated. I think that the Eels have taken a massive risk. We do know that the Eels did have meetings with Bulldogs representatives and Storm representatives about his on and off-field behaviour, especially off-field behaviour, what he's like in training, what he's like away from club, away from the club, away from training and away from the club kind of culture, what he's like off the field. We do know he's had some very colourful off-field incidents, most recently obviously with the Bulldogs, and this is a chance for him to redeem his reputation and get some form back as well, because while he had some decent spells with the Bulldogs, it wasn't Josh Addo-Carr of the Storm. Fitness became a bit of an issue. There was a few injuries in there as well. So let's see if he can this off-season get fully fit and get back up to speed, buy into the culture at the Eels, who are a club in themselves looking for some redemption and rebuilding, considering the last couple of seasons have been poor by the standards that they've set for a very long time, making the top 8 quite regularly. 2 seasons ago, they missed the top 8 narrowly. Last season, just gone, they were second bottom and had a shocking season. Injuries didn't help, but they had a really poor season. So they need Addo-Carr to be fit and firing and buying into the culture and behaving himself off the field. Because I think he's very lucky to have got a contract. He is going to be serving a suspension to start the season, so he won't obviously be there from game 1. But I think that gives him an extra month to get his fitness up and get his focus back on his play, because on his day he's a lethal winger, one of the best pure try scorers the game has seen in the modern era. And I think the Parramatta Eels want to get the Melbourne Storm Addo-Carr rather than the Bulldogs Addo-Carr, and there is no doubt on his ability. It's the off-field issues he needs to resolve, and can Parramatta be the club where he resolves them? Because I do fear that this is his last chance saloon in the NRL. But there we go. Josh Addo-Carr signs a 2-year deal with the Parramatta Eels. Let's see if he can turn his career around, rebuild his reputation. Let's see if the Eels can start turning around their fortunes as well on the field. But for me for now, thank you very much for watching. I'll have some more content for you guys very, very soon.